Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about esports and where online poker fits into the current realm of esports and what poker, is doing right, if anything, and what online poker is doing wrong. So the first thing we may as well kick this off with is getting someone to play an online game. What do you have to normally pay to play an online game? The biggest game in the world right now is League of Legends. That is free to play. You just download it for free, and you just go. It's kind of like playing football of the online world. If you have a football or a ball, like one of your friends will have a ball, you just go. You just go to a field, go to an open space, just play. Then the question is, how does that game make money? So everything that you can buy with real money in League of Legends is purely aesthetic, or it's something you can buy with enough time or dedication playing the game. Not necessarily dedication as if it's a grind, but if you're just playing the game, having fun, you'll unlock these things. Then in the past, there's more typical games like, your Call of Duties, Battlefield, StarCraft or whatever, and that was like 40, 50, 60 quid. Probably nowadays about 60 quid. Back in the day for me it was like £40 for these kind of games. Now we look at online poker, okay? So forget the fact that you have to deposit money onto the account. That's kind of the money I would expect to pay. So if I wanted to play, if I wanted to start off a little gaming career of online poker, give it a go, because it is an online game. You can win, you can lose, there's definitely strategies involved. You might put 40 quid on and see what you can do with that, starting at 2NL if you're starting from the bottom. Let's go with that. But hang on, there's this thing called rake as well. What's all that about? So yeah, I've raked 944,000 VPIPs. I think Supernova Elite in a year is 1 million, which I think is worth 200k, and you get about, was it like half of it back, or like 1/3 of it back? So this is over $100,000 raked. Like, where the hell is $100,000 going? If I paid that money to EA or Activision, it's like I don't know, maybe 2 people for a whole year to help design a game. And I was just thinking about this the other day. With this amount of money, I'm just one of a big selection of people producing shit tons of rake. Where is this money going? Why? How are they not getting more players? How are they not doing anything to push or fund or do something good? Because online poker is in horrible shape, and it's just, the reality is all the money is going to, well, it feels like, anyway, I don't know the exact science behind it. It feels like the guys at the very, very top of the food chain running the games are getting insanely rich, and there's none of that money is getting redistributed anywhere, and I just feel like online poker has so much potential. There was a topic getting talked about in the esports community recently. It was a guy who's been a commentator for online sports for a long time said it's time for him to leave League of Legends. I think he was a bit outcasted. His name's montecristo, and he's moving on to Blizzard's new game called Overwatch, and he said online games, they're always going to change. League of Legends is not going to be the biggest game in the world forever. And off the back of that note, poker, it has a legacy. It's a game that far transcends online games in general. It has a history, it has a legacy. You have legends of the game. You have the up and coming prodigies. We've had a few of them, like Tom Dwan, like Isilda, WCG. Does he count? I don't know. I would consider him. He would count because he's the next heads up god after them. Then nowadays it's probably OTB. there's so much cool history with poker, and there's so much potential. It just seems such a shame that, firstly, it's not more popular, and secondly, the guys who are running the business just seem to have no idea what's going on. Like, there's no League of Legends player who would pay $50,000. Like, well, there probably is someone, but or $100,000. Like, where is this money going? Like, how is it not producing? It's just something should be coming from this, but it doesn't seem like it is. And yeah, I just think the way things are going right now are just not good. So let me just see what some of the notes I've written down, because these yeah, so like the popularity of the game is the first thing. Like, you have to make the game basically free to play. So I think it's good that they have deposit bonuses or whatever, free money to play with at the start. That's fine. Then you have to, like, the trend now, the meta game of professional games is to you buy aesthetics. So I would happily buy, like, better cool table setups, the chips, the cards, the backgrounds, all of those things. I would pay money to have cool skins. So I think that's one thing they could do. And then just reduce rake as a thing, and I think it just spices things up. And like, I use the same background for the last like 2 years. Like, it's only because all the other ones are awful that I'm not doing it. And like, it may seem stupid to make someone pay to buy just an aesthetic, but if that's the option, I think they'd rather have something permanent that you can unlock and you keep forever, than just keep raking stuff and this money just disappears into a vacuum. And yeah, so League of Legends recently is, they're not being the sponsor, they're getting sponsorships. So Acer just sponsored, they were the main sponsor at the World Championships. And it's a change in the direction that they're going. They're trying to get more influx, more investment, more everything. They're not just funding it all themselves. They also had a certain skin on a champion and like a ward skin, which is like, it's just a little they're part of the game basically. And like, if you bought either of those things, like half the money went to Riot, the company, and half the money went to the World Championship prize pool. And I think they made like an extra $5 million towards the prize pool just from people buying that skin. And it's not because they're buying it because they want to support the prize pool, or not necessarily. Some people will just buy it because, hey, like, here's $2, and when a lot of people give $2, like, it adds up very quickly. But it's people saying, hey, that skin is awesome, I wanna get that. That's great, let's do it. It's not really a thing in poker, but I think it should be, or I think it could be. And then what else do we have? So yeah, like, the League of Legends setup, Riot, they're massively improving the salary packages and the player protection. They're improving, I know poker's a bit of a, not a grey area, but I'd love to see one day that professional poker players get signed up to like a top gaming brand like TSM, Team Solar Mid, Liquid, all those things. I think that'd be cool, like a streaming contract or anything like that. I think that would be great, because I think online poker does need to go in that direction. And yeah, Riot, they're looking out for their players more and more. They're really, I think the last season, they call it a season, so I think in 2015, 2016 season, they were getting a lot of hate, and I think they were doing a lot of things wrong. But in the last like 2 or 3 months, they've completely done a U-turn, and they've given the community everything they've asked for. Yeah, there were a lot of lower ranked teams with less money who were struggling financially and possibly not paying their players and stuff like that. They've improved all that. and yeah, just looking after people way better than they have in the past. I think that's great. I just think online poker, I think PokerStars have just been basically just shafting the players for too long, and like I think they should be, you know, putting more money in the players' pockets, not taking more out. And I just feel like right now, you know, they're just basically targeting, you know, inelastic players, and just letting all the elastic players go. Let me just write this down so I don't forget. So what I mean by that is basically supply and demand. Like they're basically relying on people who will play poker regardless. They're going to keep them, whether that be, I mean, I don't even want to say it, but like gambling addicts who are going to play regardless. I don't know, like I don't consider myself inelastic, but I guess in some ways I am. Like one of the reasons that I'm sticking around is because the pound is doing so bad against the dollar, so making some dollars now is a good thing for me. Also, I don't feel like I've completely hit my potential yet, so I don't really want to give up just now. But yeah, like I've been pretty close to leaving like a number of times. And yeah, like, you know, I think there's a lot of people who would definitely try poker, but there's just no incentive to them. Like the odds are just so stacked against kind of new players and everything. Like you know, the rake is too high. People don't feel like they can win, and like, you know, poker's become less cool as of late than it has been in the past. And it's my opinion that, you know, if you lower rake, if you put more money in the pros' pockets, that's the best advert there can ever be. Like, you know, if I had a higher percent of this 200k raked or whatever, you know, I'm sure without a doubt, if I was being a bit flash or whatnot, I'm sure like loads of my friends would at least give it a go. And that's all you really want. You don't want, and I'm not saying my friends will seek out and try and become a professional, but you know, they'll give it a go, and like if they like it, they like it. And you know, you just got to make people enjoy it and stuff. And yeah, I just think there should be more money in the players' pockets to you know, be the advert for it. I think, I don't know why this is, but you know, there's not enough cash game streamers, well, at least from Stars at least, but you know, on Twitch. And like I just worry that, you know, maybe there's not as much cash game money going about or whatnot. But yeah, there's just got to be, you got to enable people to feel good about themselves, to play well and to win. And like, it doesn't feel like there's a good setup or a foundation to allow people to do this right now. So yeah, just another couple of things like the live events. You know, you could even get, you know, sponsorships for them. You don't have to be the sponsor or whatever. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm talking about so this note here is about online players going to a live event, taking their keyboards, their mouses, their mouse mats, whatever, and then battling it out. So like you know, live MTTs right now is kind of like a chess match where there's no clock. You can take as long as you want, more or less, for your decisions. But you know, you could do that. So that's what we have right now. But if we had a live event where people bring their online rigs, and then play like you know, you could do the 1 table battle, you can do the 2 table battle, the 3 table battle, the 4 table battle, and all of a sudden you're kind of creating this style of poker which is kind of like blitz chess, where you have a very short clock. And you know, it'll be very different to playing with basically unlimited time, and you know, playing a game mode where you have very limited time and you have to rush your decisions. And you know, some players will handle the pressure worse than the others. You know, I think that can be pretty cool, and you can live stream that. I think a big problem with poker right now and watching it is very slow paced. like my stream even now, like, is, in my opinion, it's doing disproportionately good than it should be doing. I'm playing, you know, micro stakes, and like, well, firstly I play, I think in my opinion, a fairly exciting brand of poker. That, I think that helps bring people in. For some reason, some people like me as a person, which is obviously nice and flattering, but you know, I shouldn't be getting like the viewers that I'm getting, in my opinion, like for this stakes. It just seems a bit backwards to me. But sorry, my friend sent me a joke. And yeah, like I you know, I watch esports, I follow esports. I haven't watched, like, I've definitely not watched more than half an hour of WSOP this year. It's just a waste of time. Like, I can't, it's too slow, the action's too slow. I don't watch other poker streamers' streams. I think I used to, like 12 months ago, I used to watch Adrian Phoenix's on the side because I was in the same player pool. But it's just, it's too slow, it's too boring. I really think they've got to push, like, some high intensity battles and, like, just make it more exciting to watch. And I think people like that about my stream, is like, you know, I've got so many Zoom tables going, there's always hands being played. I think that's one thing that people do like about my stream. And yeah, I just feel like there's just so many things going wrong with online poker right now. So yeah, particularly with these, I think they need to just try and make poker more open to everyone. Try and make, you know, it's not on me to do everything, obviously, but I do feel like as a member of the community, I have a compulsion, or like some sort of mandatory commitment that I have to do to try and take online poker in the right direction. So that's what I'm doing with this challenge. I'm trying to make it very open, trying to you know, make people interested in following it, trying to get people interested in poker at any level, the lower stakes, the higher stakes. You know, I'm embracing the strategy of it. I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to hide information. I think that's another thing we've been doing completely wrong. People on the forums are saying, like, oh yeah, like, keep the bad players stupid. You know, don't give them information to get better. Don't you know, why you're just killing your own edge. Why are you doing that? I just think that's completely the wrong mentality. You know, I think you have to enable people to feel like they can win at poker, and you have to make people feel like they're on a level playing field. One of the things about League of Legends is every game you start from scratch. Whether you're a professional player or an amateur player, in theory you would have the same tools at your disposal as each other. And that's good. You know, it puts more blame on the players if they make mistakes, and gives more credit to the best players who crush their opposition, because everything was the same at the start of the game, and now you got to deal with it. You made your bed, you know, you made your mouse clicks, now you got to go with it. So yeah, yeah, I thought this was really cool as well. It was kind of cool, it was a bit slow, but like the intensity of this, but you know, there's a Go versus AI thing going on. I think the AI won. You know, it's just a long stream that's going all day, and you know, people can come and go, just tune in, whatever. If there's and then there's Intel Extreme Masters and League of Legends Challenger series or whatever. I'm not sure what it is, but you know, these are long stream events. They're just going, and you know, people tune in whenever. But like, I think the GPL is what we have right now, but that's just so boring. You know, there's so many things being poorly executed, in my opinion. Like, and yeah, maybe having like a max number of hands played for these online events where people meet up, sit down and battle it out could be pretty good. Yeah, endurance, stamina, decision making over a long period of time, all of that stuff. But yeah, this is just some of my thoughts. I'm definitely going to come back to this topic because I always video everything in one take, and you know, I definitely missed some things out. And yeah, other things I probably didn't go into enough detail about. But yeah, I mean, just online poker. You know, if PokerStars want to be, you know, a big kind of esports company or whatever, like, just don't go down the direction of like online slots. Like, it feels more and more like slots every day. But you know, embrace the strategy of it. Try and get people interested in trying to play well. You know, make people feel like they can win if they play well. Make people feel like they're rewarded in terms of like money, the winnings. Like, give them a better percent of their winnings. And yeah, I think it's better to have a much wider community of players who rake more as a big team or a big collection than it is to have a very small audience who are raking far too much. And like, you know, just can't like PokerStars just downsize their company a bit? Like, there's probably some dead weight. Like, the company's set up. Like, I don't know what more they need to do. Well, because like, the game is fixed, but I don't know. This is just my opinion. It feels like there's a lot of money going into it, but not much is coming out. So yeah, this is kind of my thoughts. But yeah. So just seen Xflix is playing 500 Zoom. He's probably streaming that. One table. I just find one table so boring and slow. But you know, each to their own. So yeah, I'm gonna, you know, as part of what I've said about what my perspective is on all these things, you know, I will be streaming some 8 tabling action. You know, there'll be so many hands going by, so many cool spots that people can enjoy. So yeah, I feel like I've got to do my part for the community, which is doing what I believe in and yeah, trying to make it work. But yeah, okay. I'll see you guys in the next video.